Josh, what are the rest of the settings besides 6?
Golf, Golf, Fox, 12.
Golf, Golf. Okay, the black lines are lined up. It has this is a strong wiggle test. Clocking is at 6. Bulbs on the double line side. And I'll clean up the Fox 12 here in a second.
Copy. And while we're taking this break, now's a good time for me to read some warnings and cautions for the external pallet. The EP wheels are no touch for pinch points. The EP PVGF grapple shafts and curvic coupling teeth are no touch. Translate only on handrails. Do not impart loads into any ORU on the EP. No sudden movements on the pallet. Maintain less than 0.45 foot per second translation speed. Wait until pallet motion dampens out before imparting any loads. How copy?
BB2 copy. Tom is a little garbled. Me at this. Do you hear the same thing, Bob?
No, the com was okay for me.
And Chris, are you hearing Bob fine? Is it just me that's garbled?
No, it was just you in that last transmission. Now you're fine.
Okay, great.
EV1 is in 7 for cooling.
Copy, Chris.
Now 30 minutes into today's spacewalk, recapping the milestones so far, Chris Cassidy and Bob Behnken placed their suits on internal battery power, marking the official start of today's spacewalk at 6:32 a.m. Central Time. Chris Cassidy's mirror on his left wrist became detached on his way out of the hatch, and there was no risk to the crew. The dimensions of that wrist mirror are 5 by 3 by 0.75 inches with a mass of 1/10 of a pound. Chris Cassidy and Bob Behnken are now headed to their respective work sites to begin prep activities.
Okay, guys, we're just going to hang on a few more minutes here.
Copy.
Again, we'll continue to get these helmet camera views. This one now, number 20 from Bob Behnken.
Bob, in about 6 minutes when the sun comes up, you should be able to get some good pictures of your ride.
We hope to let the fish that camera out here. Maybe get some on the way over to the IEA, Chris.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I'm getting the bagel organized up there.
Thanks, if you see any other good opportunities, let us know.
Will do. Okay, guys, great job. We're going to pick back up slowly. So, Bob, you can continue outboard, and Chris, you can complete the Fox 12 settings on the APFR.
All right, let me get out of Bob's way. One high, Bob, you can go under. Okay. Got room? Box 12's complete.
Copy, Chris. And can you just confirm the pitch knob has popped out?
It is. I'll put another set of eyes on it. Just confirmed, popped out in the locked position.
Copy. Thanks, Chris. You can retrieve your RU bag from the APFR, and you have a go to translate onto the external pallet.
All right, copy that.
Bob, for you, as you get outboard, you're looking for handrail 2076 or 2075, your preference for your green hook.
Copy 2076 or 2075.
Good words.
my green hook is on 2076.
Copy, 2076. Bob, you can translate to width 30. You'll be
width 30.
A-firm. And the clocking for the APFR is 12.
Thank you, 12.
Transitioning to the pallet.
Copy, Chris. You're looking for handrail 7325. It's adjacent to battery alpha. You'll stow the ORU bag there.
Okay. $73.25.
You should be coming up on the coast of California soon. If you look south, you might see Hawthorne.
Cool.
Chris,
does the APFR is installed in width
40 minutes into the spacewalk today and recapping some of those milestones so far. Chris Cassidy and Bob Behnken placed their suits on internal battery power, marking the official start of today's spacewalk at 6:32 a.m. Central Time. Chris Cassidy's mirror on his left wrist became detached on his way out of the hatch, and there was no risk to the crew. The dimensions of that wrist mirror are 5 by 3 by 0.75 inches with a mass of 1/10 of a pound. Cassidy will still be able to use the mirror on his right wrist for the duration of the spacewalk today. The primary reason the crew wears mirrors on their wrist is to allow the crew to see switches, actuators, and labeling on the front of the suit that is typically out of their view. Labeling is, of course, written in mirror image because it's intended to be read via the mirror. Chris Cassidy and Bob Behnken are now headed to the work site to begin prep activities. And this view now from Chris Cassidy's helmet camera number 18.
Foxtrot 12 is set on the APFR.
Copy, Bob. You can grab your crew lock bag from the APFR and head up towards the radiator side.
The spacewalkers today will be removing existing nickel-hydrogen batteries and replacing them with new lithium-ion batteries that arrived on a Japanese cargo ship last month. These batteries store electricity for one pair of the station's solar arrays, and then the swap will upgrade the station's power supply capability. The batteries store power generated by the station's solar arrays to provide power to the microgravity laboratory when the station is not in sunlight as it circles Earth during orbital night.
Okay,
Been great. Just working on those tools. Got a good view of you. Were you going to say something?
Negative.
Copy.
Bob, I see you heading up towards the radiator side. You're looking for handrails 2049 and 2054.
Copy. I've arrived at 2054.
Copy. And just a reminder, you want the crew lock bag handrail towards the radiator, and you want to make sure the adjustable equipment tether is inboard of the gap spinner that you're going to deploy on handrail 2054.
Okay. Okay, the crew lock bag is tethered to 2049.
Copy.
Okay, Jaws, I don't know if you can see my WVS or not. Just want to make sure you're happy with that crew lock bag configuration. The
From Bob.
tether is inboard of. Okay.
Looks good. You can go ahead and start working the gap spanner chain, and that will start from handrail 2054 on the radiator side.
Okay, copy.
And just a reminder as you do this to make sure you don't trap your safety tether.
Thank you. And like we talked about in the briefing yesterday, I'm going to put a couple of scoops out first.
Copy. Sounds good. And Bob, did you want to go to battery 1 first?
I'd like to go to battery 3 first.
Okay, copy. Let me know when you're ready for the clockings.
Okay, H2 on battery 3.
Will be 9 o'clock, so straight down.
Okay.
Hey, Josh, I have camera, GoPro, crash bag on me, EGT, and also the ratchet wrench are attended outside.
Okay, Chris, you can head back to the IAA to help with the scoops and gap spanners.
Roger that. Inward.
The scoop is installed on H2 at 9 o'clock with the doghouse on the top, which is the handle straight down.
Okay, Bob, and for H1 on battery 3, it'll be going to the 10 o'clock, so down and slightly to the left.
Copy. Okay, on H1, I've installed it at 10 o'clock, so down and slightly to the left.
Copy, Bob. Let me know which battery you'd like to do next.
Okay, I think at this point, with these two scoops and the ingress aid, the way I've deployed it, we can work on the gap spinner.
Okay, copy that, Bob. So you're going from handrail 2054 on the radiator side.
The 2054 on the radiator side.
Good words.
All right, I'm off the pallet and on structure.
Copy that, Chris.
Jaws, I'm actually going to leave the GoPro camera right here in Bob's future happy place.
Okay.
On handrail 2005, which is adjacent to the APFR.
Copy handrail 2005.
Okay, Jaws, I've got the gap spanner deployed to handrail 2054. It's the wire tie end of the gap spanner chain.
Copy, Bob. The other end will be going to handrail 2012.
Copy.
All right, Bob, finally heading your way.
Sounds good.
And Chris, if you wanted to start with the gap spanner, the non-radiator side handrail is handrail 2010.
2010. Copy. Nice timing. That's exactly where I am. And the still digital camera is on 2010, the same handrail as gap spanner.
Copy handrail 2010 for the camera.
And on the gap spanner.
Okay, Jaws, the gap spanner is installed. The handrail 2012.
Okay, Bob, we'll check, do a tension gap spanner check and tension it down and then turn the buckle 180 degrees to ensure slacks. And Bob, for your essay, we've lost your WVS video.
Okay, copy.
If you could just check the
touch
button.
the gap spanner chain down. Okay, let me get to the spanner being snugged up, and then I'll do that if that's okay.
That's good with us, thanks.
Okay, Bob, working my way up to the radiator side.
Copy.
Okay, Chris, you're going to handrail 2043 on the radiator side, and reminder to make sure you don't trap either of you or Bob's safety tethers.
2043. Copy. And copy the warning.
Okay, I've cinched the gap spanner up reasonably well. The translation on it loosens it back up, but it is looser than a quarter turn jaws. I'll get my WVS cycled here for you.
Copy, Bob. And Bob, it should be a full 180-degree turn.
Okay, copy. It's a little bit looser than that, but I really can't snug it much more.
Copy, Bob.
All right, 2043 has my radiator end deployed, and I'm working on the same tensioning steps.
Copy, Chris. And Bob, we see your camera.
Look like the green light's on. I cycled it. I don't think it was on when I cycled it, but it was hard to tell in the sunlight here.
Okay, we see it. Thanks.
So for me, my next jaws will be more scoops or the PGT, I think. Is that right?
Okay, yeah, A-firm. So before you do the PGT, you'll need to get the scoop to battery 4.
All right, one full 180-degree turn on the buckle.
Copy, Chris. And if you want to...
A little loose, like Bob was saying, but...
Yeah, I think we've heard that from the previous ones as well. And I don't know if it would help you to deconflict, Bob, if you went to battery 1 and Chris went to battery 4 and the DCSU, but up to you.
That works.
Okay. Okay, John. H2 on battery 1.
H2 on battery 1 will be at the 3 o'clock, which is straight down.
That's complete. H2, 3 o'clock, straight, verified, locked.
Copy, Bob. For H1 on battery 1, you'll be going to 2 o'clock, which is down and slightly to the right.
Copy. You've got scoops as well, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I can, I'm right here at battery 4.
Yeah, Chris, if you want to do battery 4 that way, Bob can, as he sets up his PGT, stow it there. So you'll be going to H2 on battery 4. Let me know when you're ready for the clocking.
H2 on battery 4. I'm ready for that clocking.
It'll be 9 o'clock, which is straight down.
And the acronym PGT, which you just heard, stands for Pistol Grip Tool, and that will be used to help the crew release the bolts during some of their procedures today. Now 1 hour into the spacewalk today, recapping some of the milestones so far. Chris Cassidy and Bob Behnken placed their suits on internal battery power, marking the official start of today's spacewalk at 6:32 a.m. Central Time. Chris Cassidy's mirror on his left wrist became detached on his way out of the hatch, and there was no risk to the crew. The dimensions of that wrist mirror are 5 by 3 by 0.75 inches with a mass of 1/10 of a pound. Cassidy will still be able to use the mirror on his right wrist for the duration of the spacewalk. Again, the primary reason for the crew to wear those mirrors on their wrists is to allow them to see the switches, actuators, and labeling on the front of their suit that is out of their view. Of course, the labeling is written in mirror image because it's intended to be read via mirror. Chris Cassidy and Bob Behnken have now arrived at their work sites to begin setting up. Just for size reference on the batteries and adapter plates the crew will be handling today, the adapter plate is 40 inches by 37 inches by 8 inches with a mass of 75 pounds. The aging nickel hydrogen batteries being replaced are 40 inches by 37 inches by 19 inches with a mass of 364 pounds. And the new lithium-ion batteries being installed today are 40 inches by 37 inches by 19 inches with a mass of 428 pounds.
I think all I'm doing is I'm going to put this right angle, so the 9-inch head onto my PGT.
Okay, copy. All right, Josh, DCSU.
You're going to H1 at 2 o'clock, which is down and slightly to the right.
Down and slightly to the right, I'm on H1 of the DCSU. 2 o'clock, it's in the locked position, good wiggle test, scoop is installed.
Copy that, Chris. So we've got all our scoops installed. And Chris, if you want to hang out by the H2 scoop of battery 4, once Bob configures his PGT, he can hand off the adjustable equipment tether for you to stow it on that.
Okay.
Hey, Chris, I can pass you the PGT, and you can tether it there, and then I'll move my right swing arm tether to the crew lock bag.
Okay, the PGT's adjustable is hooked to battery 4.
Copy, and Bob, you may have said it, but I didn't catch it. You've got the red series going back to the crew lock bag and a good pull test on the hex driver?
Good pull test on the hex driver, and I am moving, tethering the PGT red series to the crew lock bag at this time.
Copy.
That's complete. I'm going to go ahead and close up the crew lock bag with everything but the ratchet wrench, I think.
Okay.
You can get it.
Over.
I got it. Put your wrenches out.
Jaws, am I heading to the APFR?
Yeah, we'll take a glove, hap, and gauntlet check from both of you first, and then A from Bob, you're checking the gap spanners clear of slot 1 and then ingressing the APFR.
EV1, gauntlets in place. Hap is dry. Gloves, same as egress.
And Chris, since that mirror got knocked off, we just want to make sure you check that hand extra carefully in case there was something that caught on it to cause that.
Yeah, I had done that a while ago, but it's good to double check and now that it's sunlight, because it was dark when I did it before, and no evidence of a red damage or anything like that. All nominal.
Copy. Good checks, Chris. And Bob will take your checks, and Chris, your positioning where you've got the ratchet wrench and in a good position to assist Bob with battery 1.
Okay, inward.
I've got a good glove check. I still look like a little bit of a black smudging, so nothing significant. Gloves are in good shape. Hap is in the same state that it was when I left the airlock, and both of my gauntlets are up.
Copy that, Bob. If that gap spanner's clear, you are good to ingress APFR. And while you work that, I've got a caution for both of you. Once torque is broken on an H-bolt, do not impart loads into the corresponding microsquare. How copy?
1 copies.
2 copies.
Another acronym you'll hear throughout the day is HAP, H-A-P. The HAP is the acronym for the Helmet Absorption Pad, which was installed in all spacewalking helmets in the wake of a water intrusion in the helmet of Luca Parmitano in 2014. The installation of the Helmet Absorption Pad, or HAP by the acronym, is intended to absorb water in the case that it has migrated to the back of a crew member's helmet.
H2 side, if you don't mind me doing that one, otherwise I'll wait for Bob. Need that order.
We need H1 first.
Then that's for Bob to do.
Copy.
Just for breaking torque, you need the order.
I'm being told, A-firm, we need to go in order, even breaking torque.
Copy that. No problem.
I've ingressed the APFR, and we'll break torque on H1.
Okay, Bob, if we can get you to just make sure your ingress date is tucked, tethers are clear, and get the serial number off that battery.
I can read it right here. 0075.
Copy, good serial number.
The red's a little stuck. You need it to suck back.
It's okay. Just wanted to go ahead and tether to the battery. We have that taken care of.
And
Hey, Josh.
no, sorry, I saw your right after I was about to say something, so.
And we've reached one of the main milestones in the spacewalk today, one of the many milestones. The battery from slot number 1 is being retrieved. The crew will release torque with the ratchet and then use the pistol grip tool, or PGT, to complete the release of the bolts.
Torque is broke.
Okay, you can hand that ratchet wrench back to Chris.
Maybe a quarter. Chris has it.
And swap for Chris's PGT with the 6-inch.
And now the pistol grip tool, or PGT, will be used to complete the release of these bolts.
Settings are alpha 7, counterclockwise 2.
I'm sorry, I should have called it for you.
Alpha 7, counter 2. Alpha 7, counter 2.
Copy, you'll be going to H1, confirm socket tape lines flush to the scoop, and looking for approximately 8 turns.
Socket tape line is flush. Verified counter 2. 8 turns. Indicators moving. So about 6.5 turns, the indicator started popping, indicating it was fully unlocked. Gave it the full 8 turns.
And Bob, can we get you to do the full 8 turns?
I'm sorry, guys. I did do the full 8 turns, but at 6.5, started to pop, indicating unlocked, so the indicator started to jitter.
Copy. Thanks, Bob. Okay, same settings, alpha 7, counter 2 for H2, and confirm the socket tape line is flush, looking for approximately 19 turns.
The socket tape line is flush. And understand 18 turns, Charles?
19 turns.
19 turns, copy. There it goes.
See the battery rising.
Yeah. There's 19 turns.
All right.
Got the PGT.
I got it.
And status indicators unlocked, Bob?
Status indicator is unlocked. It arrived there at about 17.
Copy. Okay, I see you've handed the PGT back to Chris. Once Chris is in a good position to receive the battery, you can unlock the red and remove the battery.
Sun going down.
And Chris, for you, just a reminder to check that you're not local tethered on the outboard gap spanner and all your fair leads are released.
No fair leads this time, and I am not tethered on the gap spanner. Get myself situated here, Bob.
Copy.
Local tether to a handrail. And I am ready. I'm all the way down on the lower edge, Bob. I think we can make it to reach.
And Jaws, remind me which...
You're handing off H1 to Chris.
H1.
I have a ret. I have control.
Okay. You have control of the battery, and I'm going to release my ret and egress the APFR.
Copy that. Got that APFR right in the middle.
Yeah.
Trying to get it to you.
I have control of the batteries.
You have control. I have control of the battery.
You have control of the battery. We've got the pin side out.
Pin side's out.
And the first nickel hydrogen battery has been released. The crew will now work together to move it over to the external pallet for disposal.
While you're translating.
I think I'd rather you hold on just a minute.
Copy.
I've got the battery. You have control of the battery.
You have control of the battery. Maybe that's too far. I have control of the battery.
You have control of the battery. I have control of the battery.
You have control. I have control of the battery.
You have control of the battery. move over one more hammer.
Okay, copy.
Okay, I have control of the battery.
You have control. Move one more.
Again, the first nickel hydrogen battery has been released. The crew is now working together to move it over to the external pallet for disposal.
I have control of the battery.
You've got control of the battery. I have control of the battery.
You have control of the battery.
Chris, a reminder as you get there that if you want to stow your trash bag in the medium RU bag, you can do so before you ingress APFR.
Okay, copy, Joes. This will just be a short hop, Bob, and then I'll go to the other side.
Okay.
I have control of the battery.
Okay, you have control of the battery. I have control of the battery.
You have control. Why don't we take the second to switch to your red?
Okay.
I have control of the battery.
You have control of the battery. I have a rep to the battery.
Copy.
I have control of the battery.
And you have control. Moving my red. Okay, my red is off. You have control. I'm moving. Tell me what you have the ability to get to your handoff position, or if we need a little one to set you up.
I need to move one more hammer.
Yes, copy that.
Clear you.
I have control of the battery.
You have control of the battery, and I'm going to go ahead and put my key down.
See that?
The Oprah. I have the battery.
You have the battery. That. I'm going to ingress APFR. Did he off? Look locked, Bob.
It does look locked in the yaw.
Yeah, feel in.
Okay, Chris, we'll have you check your ingress aids tucked, tethers are clear, and end state. As Bob hands it off, you want H1 in your left hand, Chris, with you read it to H1.
Okay, setting up for the transfer. All right, Bob?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Let's see here. I'm ready. I have control.
Okay. I will remove my rest.
And while you do that, I have 3 cautions I'm going to read before handover. Crew must not simultaneously impart loads into the external pallet. When SSRMS brakes are off, free float crew member on EP must remain quiescent. Do not exceed 20 pounds forestern or use soft dock. Engage, disengage with pallet. How copy?
Copy all.
And Chris, you've got good access to your tools?
It's a little far over there to the left, but for right now, I'll just get this battery solved. I've got my PGT here.
Yeah, Chris, you'll only need your PGT for this one.
Okay.
And we're going to have a handoff here soon, but you're looking to soft dock the battery into slot X with H2 outboard.
H2 is outboard. Looks like a lot of, there we go.
With the battery from slot number 1 now retrieved, the crew has worked together to move it over to the external pallet for disposal. Cassidy is now working to ingress the foot restraint, and the two will work together to install the battery in empty slot X. We're in a short handover between satellites right now, but should be regaining communications here shortly.
The interface looks good. If anything, it looks a little bit like the H1 side is pushed in a little bit.
Yeah. That square it up right there.
It did square it up some, and I saw you decrease the distance between the connectors on the H2 side.
H2 side.
Yeah. It feels soft docked.
Really? Yeah, I think that is right there. Not a huge confirmation feel, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chris and Bob, I'm back with you after the handover. Let me know when you're ready for PGT settings.
Okay, I'm ready for PGT settings.
Alpha 7, clockwise 2.
Okay, Alpha 7, clockwise 2 is set.
Copy. You'll be going to the H2 scoop. Confirm the socket tape line is flush, and you're driving a torque 16 to 17 turns.
Okay, the socket tape line is flush. Driving, I see the indicator moving.
Battery is moving in.
17 turns, 9.5 foot-pounds, green torquing light, and the indicator shows locked.
Copy, Chris. That's a good install. You can stow your PGT, and then we'll take a glove, hap, and gauntlet check from both of you.
You can go first, Bob, while I get myself situated.
Okay, my hap is still baseline. My right glove looks pristine. And my left glove has got a little bit of a smudging as before, but otherwise pristine, and both gauntlets are up.
Copy, good checks, Bob.
And EV1.
Copy, good checks, Bob.
EV1, hap, dry, gauntlets in place, and gloves are pristine. I also have a little bit of black smudging, like Bob mentioned.
Copy that, Chris.
With that, I'm going to remove my red. Actually, I'm taking these scoops with me, so...
A-firm, you're taking the scoops with you, so you can leave the red on. So you can leave the red on.
Okay, both scoops removed.
Copy that, Chris. If you can check that your ingress aid and tethers are clear, you can give SSRMS the go to the published EPA alpha position.
Okay, Doug, radio check.
Loud and clear, Chris.
All right, I am clear, tethers clear. Bob can double check me.
I verify you're clear.
And you have a go to your published position, Doug.
Okay, copy. We'll put over to work site alpha in work.
I'm going to look down at the GoPro, Chris. A bunch of scoops on your front.
Yep.
Now an hour and 33 minutes into today's spacewalk, recapping some of the milestones so far today. Chris Cassidy and Bob Behnken placed their suits on internal battery power, marking the official start of today's spacewalk at 6:32 a.m. Central Time. The first nickel hydrogen battery was released, and the crew worked together to move it over to the external pallet for disposal. And just a few minutes ago, the battery from slot number 1 was installed in slot X on the external pallet for disposal.
Good motion.
Doug Hurley now at the arms of the at the controls of the robotic arm, and the arm will maneuver to place Cassidy in front of the first new battery in slot A. Again, there's NASA astronaut Doug Hurley at the controls of the robotic arm.
And we're about to enter a night pass.
Just.
Again, the robotic arm is now being maneuvered to place Chris Cassidy in front of the first new battery in slot A. After placing scoops to create handholds, the crew will remove the battery and translate it back to the truss to install it in empty slot number 1.
Okay, let's hold that for a second. You can, actually, you know what, before you do your brakes, I think it's going to be low for my GT. Can you come up by pallet up towards my head, 15 centimeters?
Okay, copy. Pallet. Zenith, 15 centimeters. Maneuver.
That's a begin GCA.
Okay, begin GCA. Here comes the maneuver. That was 15.
Stop there, NGCA, thank you very much.
NGCA.
All right, Jaws. Oops.
And I didn't catch it. Are brakes on?
Brakes are on.
Okay, copy. So, Chris, for H1, we'll be going to the 2 o'clock. That's down and slightly to the right.
All right, copy that. Confirmed locked. H1, 2 o'clock, down slightly to the right.
Okay, for H2, you'll be going to 3 o'clock, which is straight down, and you'll stay redded to that scoop.
Copy. H2 coming straight down. Keep my rep. Confirmed locked. H2, 9 o'clock straight down. Or 3 o'clock straight down.
Copy. And can we get the serial number on that battery?
0025.
All right, good serial number. You can break out your PGT. It'll be Alpha 7 Counter 2.
Alpha 7. Counterclockwise 2 is set.
Copy. And Chris, can you confirm your red is still on H2, correct?
It is not. Check. Jaws perfect. Headed. Tape is seated. Ahead of H1, and I'm waiting on your go.
And Chris, H1 is actually already released, so we'll be going to H2. Confirm the socket tape line is flush. I'm looking for 19 turns.
19 turns. Tape line is flush. 19 turns, here we go, H2.
I see the battery moving out from the pallet.
Copy. 10 for 19. Eighteen, 19, same as Bob. I got the hop at around 17. Went to the full 19. Indicator is in unlocked position.
Copy, Chris. Good release. You can stow the PGT. And end state, as you hand this off to Bob, you're going to want to hand off H1 to Bob, and Bob, you'll end up redded to H1 in the red swap.
Thanks, Jess.
Copy all. PGT stowed. All right, Bob, confirm you're ready.
I am ready.
Pulling it out, presenting H1 to you. I have the ret right now. Coming out.
You're clear. Just come down. If you could stay redded to it.
I'm ready to it.
Okay.
I have control. I have a ret.
Okay. I have a red as well. I have control now.
You have control. You have the ret. Removing my ret.
Okay, with that, Chris, you can egress the APFR and start heading back to the IEA.
All right, copy that.
I'm going to let you egress, and if you take the inboard route, we'll work together to rotate the battery just to make sure we keep the fins safe as we get past this APFR and get the fins pointed outboard.
Copy all.
Chris, we've lost your WDS. Before you take the battery back, could you check the button?
Sure thing. Green light.
And we have your WDS back. Thanks, Chris.
All right, Bob.
And the crew has now removed the new lithium-ion battery from slot A and will now translate it back to the truss to install it in empty slot number 1.
Sorry, my wrist is going to run out of...
And I've got control of the battery.
You've got control. I have control ready to rotate.
Just want to get it down below the P.
Copy that. All right, I have control. control, you have the ret.
Okay, I have control, you have control, I have the ret, and I'm going to come off my BRT.
Copy that.
I have control.
You have control.
Of the battery. Connector cap doesn't help.
No, it doesn't. I have control.
You have control of the battery. I have control of the battery.
You have control of the battery. I have control of the battery.
You have control of the battery.
The little ones are barely enough room to put hands.
Yeah, I have control of the battery.
You have control of the battery. I have control of the battery.
You have control of the battery. I have control of the battery.
You have control of the battery. Evaluating of.
It went up on top there to 2032.
Yep, that's going.
Yep.
You have control of the battery.
Copy, you have control of the battery. Okay, I have control of the battery.
You have control of the battery. I have control of the battery.
You have control.
And the crew is now in process transferring that new lithium-ion battery from slot A back to the truss to install it in empty slot number 1.
So let's see. What's your next move?
My next move is probably for you to get to the, can you get to this handrail I've got my hand on right now?
Yeah, if you still have control?
I still have control.
Okay, I have control.
Okay, and so at this point, you could get a ret on there.
Yep, all right, then you take control back.
I've got control.
Okay. I'm confirmed redded.
Okay.
And I have control.
Okay, I'm going to remove my ret.
I agree.
Okay, do you need to do anything before I ingress the APFR?
Bob, you just need to check that the gas spanner is clear of slot 1.
Okay, the gap spanner is clear of slot 1.
I don't know if I have the leverage to maneuver myself up.
If you
if you can take it.
I have control of the battery.
You have control of the battery. Both tabs are out. Grab onto this.
You'll continue to hear the acronym RET throughout the spacewalk today. RET stands for Retractable Equipment Tethers, and those RETs are used to hold varying equipment in place while the crew works through spacewalk procedures.
Good, nice, perfect.
Okay, well, the gap spanner is clear. I'm ready to ingress the APFR.
Copy, Bob.
Probably have to just move the battery as you need to.
Am I putting your arm in it? Strumus.
I'm still good. Okay, you got room?
You'll have the best view. Okay, I'm ingress.
Copy, Bob. If you can check your ingress 8 is tucked and tethers are clear, then we'll take an inspection of the IAA receptacle.
The ingress crate is tucked. The IEA receptacle looks clear. The fins are straight. No FOD. The electrical connector looks good as well.
Copy.
My arm's in a bit of a singularity.
Okay, I have control.
You have control. Oh, okay.
And Bob, you'll want H2 inboard, and you want to inspect or present the battery, the bottom to Bob, or to Chris rather, for an inspection of the connector pins, FOD, and EMI band.
I'll be right there, Bob.
Okay.
Let's see. Connectors have no FOD. I can see the EMI band is intact. Fins look straight. Fins on the back, nice. Everything's good.
Copy, good inspection.
I've got control of the gap spanner. The gap spanner is free and clear.
Okay, Bob, you look to soft dock the battery onto H2 with H2 inboard.
Okay, I got the H2 inboard, and should we swap reps prior to that?
Yeah, you'll want...
Good if you just want to put it in there.
Yeah, over to you.
Whatever you want, Bob.
Okay. I am ready to it.
You're ready to it? Copy that.